Hello there, this is David from David Books and Comics, and today I'm going to go over some of the Green Hornet material that I have. And the Green Hornet, of course, came out back in 1936 as a radio show on WXYZ in Detroit, Michigan. That's where the Lone Ranger also started. Now, the Green Hornet is the ancestor of the Lone Ranger because he is the grandson of Dan Reed, the nephew of the Lone Ranger. And just like the Lone Ranger, the Green Hornet has a sidekick named Kato. So here you're looking at issue number 35, published by Harvey Publications back in 1947. The exterior, or the cover art, and the interior art is done by an artist named Bob Powell. And it's kind of in a cartoony style, but it works for the series. And if I could just do a flip through. It features anthology books, so it features stories, Lone Ranger stories, and other stories. So this one is a 15 page story, and then it has the Spirit of 76, a superhero, odd type of superhero right here. And the book appears to be complete. And then you have this story, The Kingpin of Crime. There's Mike Axford. Yeah, so Bob Powell, and you can see the characters have a kind of Dick Tracy style. Really, actually, well-written stories. 1947. And there it's showcasing the next comic book. And this is actually a short story based on what's going on the cover. So the story behind the cover. Then you have Calamity Jane. And it's kind of nice. There's Joe DiMaggio. There he is, promoting his own story. Alright, so that's that. Very delicate, this book, but in, I'd say, fair condition. So that's that one. And then in the 60s, and we'll go over the comic books first. The Green Hornet appeared in Gold Key Comics, and in this is what's called an annual that was given out at Christmas time for young children, actually. And it features short stories, the first short stories. There you go. So there's 3 short stories. And I want to get here is there's another short story. These are it's called text stories. And yeah, this is number 1. This is what it first appeared in Gold Key. And there was only one annual that came out. This is from issue number 1 of the Gold Key issue. Alright, that's what I wanted to show this. So that's that. And then issue number 2. And there's Bruce Lee and Van Williams. And you have pictures from the TV series. Interesting artwork. The Green Hornet, the threat of the Red Dragons. And this unfortunate stereotype. There's Bruce Lee, or sorry, Kato, and doesn't make sense. But anyway, just wanted to show you that. And then at the back, of course, there's our two prominent heroes, Bruce Lee and Van Williams, Green Hornet and Kato. All right, just beautiful pinup. And of course, it's going to stay as part of the comic book. And issue number 3 is this one. Again, it's got interesting artwork with a big splash pinup of Van Williams as the Green Hornet. And of course, a pinup at the back. All right. And this is an anthology book with different Green Hornet stories inside. So that's it. That's issue number 3. And I wanted to show you this. So these are the comic books. And there's a beautiful Jim Steranko cover featuring the Green Hornet. And this is the interior art. It's competently done by a guy named Jeff Butler. And it came out as a hardcover book. This is what makes the book for me, is the cover. Beautiful cover by Jim Steranko. Not a hard comic book to find if you're looking. This is the anthology book that came out based on these comic books, and you'll see it's this is from Now Comics, which eventually became Dark Horse. There it is. There you see the link to the Lone Ranger, as you see there. All right, it gives you the backstory. Basically, the comic book that you saw there, minus the, I don't know why they didn't use the Steranko cover, maybe copyright, I don't know. I mean, for me, the Steranko cover is much better. So that's that. And then, back in 1940, this book came out, and this is the Big Little book, The Green Hornet Strikes. And if you've been watching my channel, I've shown these before. And The Green Hornet Returns, and The Green Hornet Cracks Down. So this is from 1940, 1941, and 1942. And just to look at the interior, I have rough copies of all of them. And this is the type of cover art that's inside, okay? So this is done by a guy named Weissman, Robert R. Weissman. All right, so that's that one. And this one's done by Burt Whitman. The cover art's by Burt Whitman. And there you see, that's Whitman's art. He's the lead villain of the piece. The story here is similar to the plot that's in this one, in The Green Hornet Cracks Down. Actually, these two novels, these two novellas, I guess, can make one novel. Because this is the person who caused the grass, and this features the story behind the crash. Anyway, this is The Green Hornet Cracks Down, and the artist here is a well-known interior artist named Henry Vallely. All right, he's kind of a realist artist, a really good artist. but did lots of work for Whitman. There's Mike Axford. And there's Britt Reed. All right, so that's that. And I'm going to show you the comic. And this is the comic books as they came out initially. And they were basically, the first issues were basically radio scripts. And the radio scripts were written by none other than Bram Stryker. And there's the cover of the very first issue. That's Green Hornet #1, 64 pages. Can you imagine? For 10 cents. 15 cents in Canada, of course. And there you see, it's Burt Whitman art. You can see it's very text heavy. And that's because they were basically redos of the radio script. Alright, so I just wanted to show you that. It's great artwork. Very cartoony, but good, competent artwork. I like Whitman's art. So that's that. Alright. And then they came out with some novels. The first was the novels based on the TV series. And that was this one. This is from the Whitman. That's Western Publishing, I think it is. Yeah. Greenway Productions, copyright 20th Century Fox, all rights reserved. Western Printing, that's what it's called. And very, they're basically novels, what they are. Nice short novels. This one's about 200 and some pages. Nice big letters with some artwork. So this one came out 67, I believe. Did I see it? Yeah, 1966 is the copyright. And then this novel came out, and this is The Green Hornet in the Infernal Light. And it's a novel written by Richard Wormser, writing as Ed Friend. And Richard Wormser was a hard-boiled writer. He had a mystery character, a policeman series. And he wrote this novelized story that he created on his own called The Green Hornet in the Infernal Light. And if you look at the copyright, just take this out. This is from 1966. First Dell printing is September 1966. It's a paperback original, basically. Very text heavy, and it's a very quick read with about 130 pages. All right, so those are those two. But as the Green Hornet still remains popular, this came out, and it features an anthology book of short stories. And there's Kato with his nunchucks, Gus Van Williams. And this was edited by Joe Gentili and Winscott Eckert. It features lots of short stories by different writers. Ron Forche, who wrote for the comic book James Mullaney. Let's see, Paul Kupperberg. See any other names that I can recognize? Nope. Alright, so that's that. And it's a nice long read for anyone who wants to satiate themselves with some Green Hornet stories. And then my favorite of the covers is this one, actually. This is another volume of short stories. It has an introduction by Van Williams, who just recently passed away, a couple of years ago, I think. A nice cover by Ruben Procopio. I like this cover. And let's see what it says there. Yeah. As Will Murray wrote one of the stories, Greg Cox wrote one of the stories, James Reesner, Let's see who else. Harlan Ellison also wrote one. All right, this is a really nice. And there's some Bruce Lee. Some Van Williams reflecting on Bruce Lee in the Green Hornet TV series. Yeah, so there you go. That's my Green Hornet collection. The series first came out, as I said, back in 1936, kind of a spin-off from the Lone Ranger radio show. And Green Hornet just proved just as successful as the Lone Ranger radio show. So much so that it spun off some comic books and then eventually 2 movie serials. In 1966, a TV series. The movie serial was simply called The Lone Ranger. The second one was called The Lone Ranger Strikes. And the Green Hornet TV series lasted for one whole season, with a total, I think, they're all half-hour episodes. Some of the episodes had continuity. 2 or 3 of the episodes had continuity. But most of them were good 30-minute long TV episodes with lots of action that showcased the fighting skills and the martial arts prowess of Bruce Lee. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this look of one of my favorite collections. I'm a huge fan of the Bruce Lee films, who I saw when I was, 12, maybe 13, first on the big screen way back when. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this look, and thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye.